We're live. Okay, so a little preparation for Pesach. How to understand Pesach, the Passover Seder, on a more bit deeper level, or at least to give you seeds, planting seeds, in order that you should be able to, grow plants in your own garden. To create, of course, it's all like metaphor. You're like Adam and Eve in the garden. You got to create your garden. Gardeners understand that a little bit better. You have to, there's a lot of things. If you can't understand really Shabbat, actually, if you never worked in the garden. It helps you understand. Shabbat is all about creating your garden of Eden. Gan Eden. That's why all the 39 melachos, most of it is to planting and growing and harvesting. Anyway, that's just a little hint. Okay, therefore, it says the Arizal in Parashat Shemot, on the eve of the 14th, we search for chametz by the light of a candle. This quote from the Mishnah refers to the search of chametz conducted on the eve of the 14th of Nisan. It's the Mishnah in Pesachim. Here it is interpreted allegorically to refer to the day before a boy's 14th year begins, the day before his 13th birthday, when he becomes bar mitzvah. Okay, that's connected to what he says before, how when we go out of Egypt, it's speaking about a soul being born and becoming adult, bar mitzvah and adult. But let's not focus on that. For on the first day of the boy's 14th year, his good inclination enters his body fully in the merit of the Torah he learned in his youth, which is called light, as in the verse, and the Torah is light. And in the merit of the commandments he was trained to perform as part of his education, which are called a candle, as in the same verse, for the commandment is a candle. Okay. In the merit of both of these, we search for chametz, which is, so what's chametz? It's the evil inclination, and expel it and subdue it, and his divine soul and good inclination enter his body fully. So when a child becomes 13, it's like a Pesach moment. It's like Pesach is as if you're going to another phase. Like a woman who becomes 12 or a boy who becomes 13, you enter into a phase where by the merit of destroying the chametz, now you allow the good inclination to come into you. So as if once a year you're bar mitzvah every year. It's a moment of stage where you remove the chametz, you remove the yetzer hara, and now you allow the yetzer tov to come in, and you become bar mitzvah for the whole year. And every year we repeat the process. Now every person possesses spiritual leaven, seor, right? Leaven or leaven? Leaven. Which comes from the seminal drop of his father. This is alluded to by the verse, "Behold, I was conceived in sin," in which King David meant to say, "My father, Jesse, had only his own pleasure in mind when he conceived me." Leaven, the agent that causes dough to rise, is a metaphor for the evil inclination, the source of ego and holiness in a person. Although Judaism does not believe in original sin, we are taught that the intentions the parents have when conceiving a child determine the nature of the child's spiritual garment, through which he or she experiences life. The more selfish the parents' intentions, the more spiritual work the child must do in order to spiritually refine his or her perceptions. So since King David aspired to the highest level of divine consciousness, he regarded even the slight amount of selfish orientation his righteous father presumably entertained while conceiving him as an obstacle in his spiritual development that he had to overcome. Now, the father of David was considered like a real big tzaddik. So, but right, it's even a little of chametz. We know it's kulo, meaning it's like it's all bad. There's no bitul, right? It's like. So a little bit of gaiva, a little bit of chametz, a little bit of evil inclination for certain things, you're not going to get the full fruit. The fruit is not going to be pure. You need to fix that. Chametz, in contrast, comes from the mother's seed and is therefore called machmetzet in the feminine, fermenting agent. The Torah commands us to remove all leaven and fermenting agent, two things, from our possession before Passover. I mean, two ways to say it. Rashi understands these two terms to be synonymous. Leaven is also referred to as fermenting agent in order to indicate that even though it is inedible, it is still prohibited to possess it, just as it is prohibited to possess chametz. So, all this is expelled, and we eat matzah, which signifies the good inclination. Chametz, evil inclination, get rid of it, we destroy it. Matzah, good inclination, we take it into us. Okay? It's as if we create our own bar mitzvah. I take upon myself the responsibility, right. I choose now to be responsible and to make a difference. I want to go out of Egypt, of Mitzrayim, out of exile. I have to be proactive and decide to use the Torah and be tov. Yes.
Question. Chametz is prohibited all year.
Right.
So
he's gonna ask you a question. He's gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
So there is a knew you were coming with that. So of course. He's 500 years. So we eat matzah in order to expel the chametz for 7 days, corresponding to the 7 years that are left before the person turns 20.
Say again?
So when a person becomes bar mitzvah, right, he's 13 years old, and then the 7 years still becomes 20. So that's why we do 7 days, corresponding to the 7 years until you become 20. Why? Because at 20, at that age, he's judged by the heavenly court. Different type of judgment. Right, for different levels of responsibility. So for certain sins, a person can be tried and punished by an earthly rabbinic court. For such sins, a person becomes liable for punishment at the age of maturity, 12 for a girl, 13 for a boy. For other sins, a person cannot be tried and punished by an earthly court, but only by the heavenly court. For such sins, he or she becomes liable for punishment only at the age of 20. Well, that's why we have the same, yes.
That's in Kiddushin, huh?
What?
That's in Kiddushin.
I believe so.
Yeah.
What? Would
When it talks about
the
marriage age,
it's possible. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does 49 days till Shavuot have anything to do with it?
Yeah.
Because after that, no, I was going to say after that, 49 days added to 20 is 16.
Right.
So one before 70, that's 70. It's considered as anything after that is a gift.
It's good thinking.
So
Should write something about it.
So that gift could have been
like this
at 70 and on. It could be you're receiving the Torah, or you
become bar mitzvah.
on a different level.
Or okay, so write something.
I don't know if I could.
If I can, you can.
Say never.
I'm nothing. For during these 7 years, a person must be extremely on guard against his evil inclination, inasmuch as he had become used to being ruled by it until he became 13 years and 1 day old. So it's like 7 years of, where it's like, I'm going to help you, right, with the Yitzhak Tov. He's therefore, during these 7 years, like a sick person who is being healed of his infirmity, who during the first few days has to eat only light foods that will not harm him. We are therefore commanded to eat only matzah for the 7 days of Passover. This is what Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai responded to his son Rabbi Eliezer, who asked him, if chametz embodies the evil inclination and matzah the good inclination, why are we not prohibited from eating chametz the whole year? Fragt the Heilige Daniel, a starke Kasha. He replied that in the days of Passover, we were like sick people who came out of Egypt and therefore had to eat only matzah. But then afterwards, when we were healed and healthy, eating chametz would not harm us. Because the goal is not to destroy the evil inclination. I'm a pure tzaddik, I don't have inclination, then therefore there's nothing to do, you're already in Gan Eden, you're already a tzaddik, and that's it. No. You are meant to use that power called choshech, called evil inclination, and direct it. This is a true proof of love. This is how I'm in control of the Bria and use and show how everything, even what looks bad, can be used for the good. Eating bread is okay. Don't overeat.
Right. Or not. Is it because they were so weak they're on the lowest level of Tumah before they're going to basically die? that they needed the 7 days?
It's definitely connected to that. Yes, definitely connected to that. Yes, and it's fascinating. Now that my Rebbe made me realize.
Yeah.
He was speaking about that thing that we were on the last level, lowest level of Tuma. I don't understand. You're on the lowest level of Tuma, and what Hashem takes you out, and He gives you the Torah on the 50th level of Kedusha. It's like, and what do we do? What do? We feel so guilty. We say, who am I? I'm low. I've sinned. I've done this, I've done that, and we get a guilt trip, the famous Jewish guilt trip, inferred mostly by the Jewish mothers, but no, but we and what? And we say, Hashem is not going to listen to me. You're far already from being on 49th level of Tuma. And what did happen on the 49th level of Tuma? Hashem took you out and told you, I don't care how you look, I don't care how dirty you are, I don't care how of a sinner you are, I love you. I'll take you out. I love you. That's the approach. That's what Hashem wants. That's what the father said about the 7 kids. The 7 kids say, I surrender. At the end, it's all. There's nothing to understand. There's nothing to explain. It's just the love of Hashem, and the goal is to learn to love and to become like those kids, pure and loving, and understand that. We don't have time to be angry at someone else. Life and death. You have to love. So too the young man must be very watchful against the evil inclination until he reaches the age of 20. At the beginning, it's hard. You have to really, learn to control Yetzer Hara. And then eventually you become strong enough to deal with it. Yeah, it's Kabbalah. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay, wait. So, if you still have a question after, try write down your question because I don't want to go too late. What's the Passover Seder?
15 stages, you said.
Well, we have this is the 15 stages, but I want to speak about 10. It's 2 different things. What?
What is the Passover?
How does the Passover Seder works, right? A little bit. So we have, how it works, just to give you a deeper understanding. So we have the plate with all the food. What?
I'm scared of what we're gonna learn.
Yeah, you should be scared. And then you have the matzah. The matzah. How many? 3 matzot. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, different items. And then the plate, which is 7. Okay? Of course. So, what is it? The 3 top correspond to the 3... Keter Chochma Bina or Chochma Bina Dad. During the Seder we speak of Chochma Bina Dad. Keter is more.
So is it that specific? Those specific 3 things.
Right. So it's Chochma Bina Dad for the head. 3 matzot, round matzot. Hint, round. That's why some people prefer round sfirot. And then the 7. The 6 item and the plate machut. It's 7. So each one corresponds to a thing. So what are we talking about? First of all, what we're doing we're experiencing chametz. Chametz is the evil inclination. Chametz is the poison that the snake put into us. The whole DNA of creation was affected. What happened? We went into Egypt. 10 plagues. Right? We spoke one time about 10 plagues to fix the Asara Mamarot, the 10 Mamarot that were said, that were affected by the evil inclination, by Pharaoh. Paro, who is Paro? Paro is a snake. The snake is the evil inclination, is the one that infuses our body. What's our body? Our body is Egypt. Mitzrayim. We're narrow. Our soul is in Egypt. I go with a candle. A candle is a soul. Nishmas Hashem. Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. The candle of God is the soul of man. So where we go in a house. A house is a microcosm for the body. The body is the house is the body. I go with my soul, with my candle, around the house. I go with my soul around my body. I look for chametz. I look for the poison. And how many things do I look for? 10 pieces of bread. Oh, 10. Why not 9? 8? No, 10. Why? Asar mamarot. 10 makot. I'm cleaning the 10 parts of me that are affected by the chametz, that are affected by the physical.
The 10 parts of me?
Right, the 10 sefirot. Right? Connect. So I'm cleaning. I'm going out of Egypt today. Today I'm going. How? I'm doing the 10 makot on myself. I'm cleaning my 10 parts that are preventing me from feeling my soul in me. I'm trying to remove the Yetzer Hara, the chametz in me completely. Be the real me. What's the real me? Matzah, flour, and water. That's me.
But why 10?
10. What is?
That's all.
This is true. That's your
I
DNA.
have a question.
It's your DNA.
Okay.
Fine.
Why is it 10 sefirot again?
10 steps. God had to create the world in 10 steps.
Oh, it was in 10 steps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why there were 10 sayings. 10 steps for God to look to have a world and the way it looks today.
So is that also why we have the 10 commandments?
Yes, the 10 commandments. You want to hear Meshira on the 10 things? Why 10?
I was here.
Yeah. Well, maybe she was there. That's why there are 10 commandments. 10 commandments is to teach the Jews how to fix the whole 10 plagues and to achieve perfection. And to show the world how to do it. So what we do, the Jews are at the head of the world, right? 10 commandments. By non-Jews, only 7 commandments. The Jews are at the head, are supposed to infuse the body with the light, with the clarity. Clarity is light, light is clarity. When it's day, you have clarity. Candle is light. You go in your body, you bring clarity to your body. You go in your house, but sometimes, when it's dark and you put like a laser, that's why we go with the candles, not with the put the light. Why you go with candle? Because when it's precise candle, you introspection, you look at everything precisely. So bring light in every part, in the 10 parts. When you look for the 10 pieces and try to take them, imagine you're removing the chametz into parts of yourself, the 10 parts of yourself, from the 10 sefirot that you have in you. So what do you have? So the plate is there. It's each item. We're not going to go into it tonight, but each item represents one sefira, one thing that we're careful about. But what then? Then we have the matzot. What are we eating? We're not eating what's on the plate. I mean, we're actually eating some of it, but it's more symbolic. We're actually eating the matzah, chokhmah bin hadat. What do we take with the matzah? Which matzah we take? The middle one. What do we do with the matzah? Ninja. We break. Don't forget that part. It's very important. The ninja break is the most important. What do we do with the matzah? One part.
Why the big and the small?
Yeah, where does the small go?
Why?
No,
The big
the
one.
small we take to eat. Everybody eats a piece. What happened with the big? Afikoman. What happened to the small? What's das?
No.
That knowledge, understanding, clarity. We understand things clear. What happened? It's a dat. We broke the knowledge. We do it's a dat of good and tov vera, good and evil. We broke that. What happened when we ate etzadat? We became confused. We mixed the worlds, good and evil. Why we do on Pesach with matzah? We separate chametz, separate the good and evil.
So why small?
To have clarity. Why small? Because right now, your dad is small. Scattered. Right now, you don't have full clarity. You're in the process of going out. Right now, I'm still in exile in this world. I have a body. I eat small, and we all try to fix the dad. But we hope by the end of the Seder that we get the Afikomen. We get Mochin de Gadlut, where we have clarity, when we understand things, understand the future, understand the Geula, and how we're going to be safe through the children. So the children has to look for it. Why are we safe from the children? Mama? כן, נכון. So you have to be a child is pure, never sinned. He's like innocent child who when you at that night we are mitzvah. It's only for children. If you're an adult, don't come. Don't come. That night you have to be a child.
Why?
That's why. Even there's no adults. The mitzvah is to tell yourself the Haggadah. To who? To your child. Why to your child? Because an adult, you know what an adult does? An adult stops asking questions. Adult doesn't ask, Ma nishtana halayla hazeh. But a child asks. He's not afraid. Ma, Abba, why? Why this? Why that? No, shtika, no, sheke, no, I need to sleep. No! You're killing the child. You make him here an adult. Don't be an adult. Be a child. Ask. Why? Everything. Why? Manishana was different. Why Jews this? Why Jews don't that? Don't do that. Why you have a kippah? Why you wash your hands? Why? Why you did twice? It's all, everything was made. Everything is made. The whole Seder is made to ask questions. Because you ask questions, you become a child again. If you can't child again, how does a child? No, children, they dream. And they remember the dream. Adults, they stop dreaming. Or they barely remember the dream. Except the women, they are kind of spooky, the women. But the child, he dreams he can fly. A child, he dreams, Hashem is everywhere, no problem. You become adult, monkey, Hashem, science. No, be a child. Understand? Hashem everywhere. Hashem can lift up the world. Yeah, of course, no problem. Hashem can do anything. X-Men. I do a bracha and then it flies and the whole world bring chesed and everything, love to the world with one bracha. Yeah, think like a child, adult. How can some words change the whole world? Stop being an adult. Narrow-minded, Mitzrayim, Metzar. Go out of Egypt. Expand how you think. Open-minded. Mochin de Gadlut. Understand that you rechange the whole world. Understand that when you eat matzah, you can fix the Etz Hadat. You become like Adam HaRishon. So that's a little bit the whole idea of the Passover Seder, is to go and also the four sons. The four sons. Four sons is in you. The four kids. Why the four kids? Sometimes you ask question. You ask the question that the Chacham asks. Oh, good question. Good question. Ask question. What's the meaning of what we're doing? So, that's a good question. You're asking the meaning why we're doing that. Why are we doing that? And you explain. Sometimes you ask a question. Say, what is this you're doing? Like washing your hands 3 times in the morning. Put feeling like. What's that thing that you're doing? It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But what? That's the Russia in you. You ask this question. What are we doing? Why are they doing that? It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes you ask questions like that. Sometimes you're the time. Simple. Oh yeah, you have. Okay. Why do we have to pray? Well, okay. We pray. Hashem wants, so we pray. Why do you do that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what Hashem wants. Okay, damn simple. Yeah, have to be from. Have to shake. Why shake? I don't know. I shake. It's from. Why? Okay, it's good. It's a shake. Jewish shake. Okay, good. Jewish shake. No. That's time. That's simple. And then you have the one sheino, the one who doesn't know how to ask a question. Sometimes we don't even know what to ask. It's almost like in Mitzrayim. They don't even aware they don't even go ask about what's Shabbat. They don't even think they have to ask. So we have those 4 children in us. Yeah, different moments. No, but you would say I say for me, I have all those 4, and they come out different times, and we look at what people are doing. Yeah, look, we don't ask or nothing. We're talking to ourselves. Stop. Learn to be a chacham. Ask what you're doing. Why wash my hands? Why put filling? Why Hashem wants this? Why Hashem wants that? Why do the mitzvot? Why I'm eating this Seder? Why 4 sons? Why 10 things on the plate? If you don't do that, you're going to stay in Egypt your whole life. So you have to ask questions. The 4 sons also is 4 madrigot, the 4 olamot, the 4 worlds. Understand 4 cups, 4 levels of redemption. You want to go out, you got to go through all those processes, those layers that prevents you from being the Chacham to ask. We are affected by society constantly, by what our body wants, and we have to get rid of it. That's why by the way, we have 7 days of Passover, and after 7 weeks. 7 days, 7 weeks. 7. Coincidence? No. Enough with the coincidence. 7, right? What we do 7 days? We work, destroy the chametz. What we do 7 weeks? Same thing. What's the 7 weeks? Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut. Every week we work on one of the 7 sfirot. But we go introspection, in depth. Chesed shebe chesed, chesed shebe Gvura, chesed shebe Tiferet, chesed. Right?
Anything.
Like what? It's Hod
No, I'm
shebe.
saying anything like about the birthday.
Of course. But that's another show of an
Okay.
hour. So, right, the whole thing. And what happened when we do that? We can receive the Torah. And when we do that, we're able to come in front of Hashem and get the light, Mochin de Gadlut, Torah, Mishim Sha'arei Bina, full understanding. And that's a little bit. So when we eat the matzah, we have to have in mind, it's not, why we eat the matzah? Matzah doesn't taste like anything. It's dafka that we don't eat anything because you're supposed to, it's what you have in mind. It's the meaning behind it. Because if the matzah says, it tastes so good, matzah, geschmack, you're going to lose the whole thing. You're going to be distracted by the pleasure. No. You're eating because, why? So why are you eating? You're eating because you need to ask a question. Because you have to ask, why am I eating?
Why?
Something that doesn't taste like anything. Because you're eating for the sake of understanding what eating really is. Because Adam Arishon, say Rav Tzadok HaKohen, say you ate with the wrong intention. That's what he's seen. Oh, eat. Okay, it's your choice. You eat. But you eat with the wrong intention. You don't understand what the power of eating. So the whole point is we're eating now with the right intention. I'm eating why? I'm eating because. I'm eating with meaning, with that, with understanding that I'm changing things, that everything that I do matter. And when we do that, then we're able to make a tikkun, and every action we do matters. When you go in the world of every day, then you ask, why am I eating? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing this mitzvah? Why is there a bathroom? Why do we have hair? Why do I have 2 eyes? Why not 1? Cyclope in the middle, 3rd eye, it's enough, why not? We just go through, everything is signs, everything is symbols, everything, the whole world is a symbol from God. It's like the chemical tables with all the different chemicals. Just analyze what each one does. Then you understand the whole system. Hashem does everything with a reason. Then you become the Chacham, and then you're out of Galut.
Can you explain the specific tikkun for the Kabbalah when you eat the matzah?
That the main tikkun, when you eat the matzah, have in mind that I understand I eat the matzah for the purpose of meaning, of having meaning as I eat. Other nights you eat, meaning people eat like Adam Rishon, he ate but not with the right intention, right? He wanted something personal. Now you eat lishma, you eat because you love God, you eat because you try to understand the meaning of things. I'm eating with a certain purpose. You're eating even just because of the mitzvah, because you love Hashem and you wanna understand. You want to understand things, you have to do things out of love because you love Hashem. Hashem grants understanding. It's almost a preparation for understanding the Torah. You want to understand the Torah, you only understand through Hashem. Hashem is going to download into your brain, Matrix style, Neo style, download. But you that's what Torah is. If you don't understand that level, you're never going to really grasp Torah. So, that's what I wanted to share with you, so that when you come on Passover, you'll have a better grasp of a little bit what's going on with all those 10 things. And there's many other remazim, hints within the Seder of 4 or 10 or 7, but all that is it's steps to go out of Egypt, having clarity. But the most clear thing is is that, is the matzah that we eat. And B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully this year we'll do the tikkun fully, and we'll go out of Egypt, out of our bodies, out of our house, and all do aliyah to Israel.
Amen.